Every time I gave birth to a beast child, he'd skin it and rip out its bones, then shove it into my mouth and force me to swallow it. I couldn't take the torture anymore, so I threw myself off the top of Wanshu Mountain and shattered into pieces. When I opened my eyes again, I was back on the day of our transformation. My sister, just like in my past life, snatched up the surrogate birth ability first. But I was thrilled to discover that what was left this time was the bloodline evolution ability. I quickly and quietly absorbed it into my body. This life, every child placed in my womb, I'd take them all. I was going to bring back all the extinct creatures, the sea beasts, divine creatures, jungle beasts, the whole beastman continent. The day of our transformation arrived right on schedule. Powerful beastmen from every corner of the world came flooding in. They surrounded our homeland so tight not even a drop of water could get through. Because when my sister and I transformed, we'd each receive a heaven-gifted ability, one that could help the Beastman clan keep their bloodline going. Before we'd even transformed, my sister was already swaying her body in the wind, showing off every bit of her charm. She put on this act like she really cared about me. Mian, little sis, you're too naive for this world. Let big sis pick first, okay? I'll save the best ability for you. Right then, 2 bolts of divine lightning struck down in front of us, and 2 golden lights appeared. On those golden lights were abilities that only my sister and I could see. Using my memories from my past life, I immediately rushed toward the light on the left. That one should have been the low-tier ability, surrogate birth. But when I got a clear look, it turned out to be a heaven-tier ability that never existed in my past life, bloodline evolution. While I stood there confused, I caught my sister muttering to herself, "Surrogate birth? So I don't have to go through the pain of childbirth? Perfect, you're the one." Hearing that, my confusion turned into excitement. My sister was clearly trying to make me take the fall for her desires again, but this time, I was going to blow the whole thing up. With this bloodline evolution ability, I'd never have to carry that shame again. Whether the child in my belly was a snake, a bear, a dog, or whatever kind of beast, I could evolve them all into Taioti, Bays, and other ancient mythical beasts that had long gone extinct. At the thought of this, I quickly took advantage of my sister not watching and fused the bloodline evolution ability into my body. My sister accepted the surrogate birth ability, then casually asked me, Mian, sis saved the good one for you, so what ability did you get?" I lied to her. Probably just a low-tier one. She let a smug little smile slip through. Then suddenly, she called out to all the beastmen around us. "Time to pick a wife. I, Liu Ruyan, won't compete or fight for anything." I gave the high-tier ability to her, so please consider her first. Same as my past life, all sweet talk and shade, lifting herself up while quietly planting the seeds to dump everything on me. Just then, a powerful, imposing figure stepped forward first. He was clad in golden armor, none other than Xiaoyan, my husband from my past life. As crown prince of the dragon clan, Xiaoyan's true form was a golden dragon. He had first pick of any mate on the Beastman continent. He lifted his eyes and looked my way. I quickly looked away. I did not want to be chosen by him again. He was domineering and violent. No matter how I tried to explain myself in my past life, he was convinced I was a dirty woman. He made me go through the pain of losing children again and again, but he still walked up to me and took my hand. My sister Liu Ruyan, standing nearby, looked a little disappointed. She thought playing the pure, innocent act would make Xiaoyan choose her. But what Xiaoyan valued most was ability. In my past life, out of jealousy, she made me get pregnant with 9 puppies right away. If I had given birth to 9 dragons for Xiaoyan first, maybe my fate would have turned out differently. But none of that matters anymore. This life, I refused to marry him again. Xiaoyan held my hand and looked at me with deep sincerity. Mian, will you be my dragon consort?" The crowd erupted in thunderous applause. I stood there trying to figure out how to turn him down. But then Xiaoyan suddenly clutched his head in agony and shoved me away hard. The admiration in his eyes flipped straight to disgust. He spat out with rage. "You disgusting woman. Even if you have a high-tier ability, I will never marry you." I froze. That's when it hit me. He had been reborn too. Seeing Xiaoyan treat me like that. The crowd of beastmen erupted in an uproar. They all turned to Xiaoyan, demanding an explanation. After all, I was supposed to be a heaven-sent blessing. Xiaoyan spat right at me, then scanned the crowd, and spoke up loud. "As a golden dragon, I have the power to see the future. I just had a vision. Liu Mian will only ever give birth to a bunch of low-tier beasts. There's no way I'm marrying her. Whoever takes her better be ready to get cheated on." The beastmen all looked at each other, completely stunned. Liu Ruyan walked over to my side and shook her head at me like I was a total lost cause. She pointed at me and lectured. "Little sis, how are you still pulling the same nonsense even after your transformation? Back then, a dog would walk by and you'd be over there batting your eyes trying to get his attention. How many times have I told you? A woman needs class, stay pure, keep it together." I was about to explode. She was literally describing herself. I shot back. "That's not true! That is not who I am. They're slandering me." But nobody was listening. With Xiaoyan and Liu Ruyan teaming up to destroy my reputation, I was completely swallowed up by the beastmen's rage. They glared at me with pure disgust in their eyes, hurling insults one after another. Wow, never would have guessed. Looks so innocent, but acts like this. My face went pale. My whole body was shaking. I couldn't believe it. I got a second chance at life, and the slander came even faster and harder than before. And Xiaoyan, the one who started it all, couldn't care less about how I felt. He walked straight over to my sister Liu Ruyan, took her hand and kissed her tenderly. Xiaoyan cared about bloodline, but reputation mattered even more to him. "I'll only ever marry a clean woman like Ruyan." Liu Ruyan looked completely flattered, putting on her best coy face. Then she shot me a smug look, and said with a knowing tone, "Your turn now, little sis." The beastmen who'd been watching immediately scattered, dodging me like I had the plague. In the end, the only ones left in front of me were a few low-life beasts who didn't care about reputation. Their eyes lit up with greed, drool hanging from their mouths. They came at me. Liu Mian Mian, since the respectable ones don't want you, why not come home with me? Don't sleep on me just because I'm a soft snake. My skills are just as good as any dragon's. My stomach turned. Their pathetic, shameless nature was on full display right in front of me. Even Xiao Yan looked like he couldn't quite stomach it either. After all, he still remembered I was once his wife. He looked down at me with contempt and said coldly, Liu Mian Mian, if you could clean up your act, I wouldn't mind taking you back as a servant. Liu Ruyan didn't like the sound of that and immediately pushed me. Mian Mian, hurry up and pick someone. Just pick anybody. Otherwise, you're gonna end up alone forever. I ignored her and looked up toward the majestic Wanshu Mountain in the distance. The husband I was looking for was up there. When they saw me gazing at Wanshu Mountain, the beastmen's faces immediately lit up with pure schadenfreude. Wanshu Mountain was home to the Beast King, a ruler in name only. In my past life, I'd heard all kinds of stories about him. Some said he was so incompetent and wicked that heaven itself locked him inside Wanshu Palace. Others said he should have been dead a long time ago. That all the beastmen who'd gone missing across the continent were secretly killed by him, and he was barely hanging on by stealing beast cores through dark magic. All kinds of rumors, and pretty much all of them were bad. But when I jumped off the cliff in my past life, I accidentally stumbled onto the Beast King's secret. As I fell past Wanshu Palace, I saw the Beast King out walking with a group of little beast children. These were disabled beast children abandoned by their clans. Normally, when a disabled beast child was born, the clan would just toss it off Wanshu Mountain to its death. I refused to believe that a Beast King this compassionate could be the monster everyone made him out to be. And more importantly, as the king of all beasts. His bloodline could carry any species. A child with him could be born as literally any kind of beast. That would also help cover up whatever Liu Ruyan tried to pin on me. So the Beast King was the perfect choice for my husband this time around. I picked up my pace and headed toward Wanshu Palace. The beastmen followed behind me, jeering and trash-talking. Liu Mian Mian is really that desperate. She's going after the Beast King now? Word is the Beast King doesn't even mess with women. Liu Mian Mian's so small he'd finish her in one bite. Maybe that's exactly her plan, become the Beast King's consort and use the title as cover to go mess around on the side. I tuned them all out and soon reached the mountain path leading up to Wanshu Palace. But the beastmen were too scared of the Beast King's authority to follow me any further. Then I heard Xiao Yan's voice from behind. Liu Mian Mian, don't think hiding in Wanshu Palace means you can do whatever you want. The Beast King would never want someone like you. If you don't want to die, get back here right now, be a servant, and take good care of your sister.